Howdy folks, Eric Zapp here, and today we're going to put some Alpharex 880829 headlights into my 2014 Sequoia. If you have a Sequoia from 2008 all the way up to 2018, this will be the same procedure if you're getting a Alpharex set of headlights, and it's going to be very similar if you're going for the Morimoto option as well. So let's show you how we can get that done. So the first thing we're going to do is pull out this little headlight washer, and then we're going to take this bottom plate off, and at that point we can unscrew the headlight, disconnect the bulbs, and do the same to the other side, and then put on the new ones and put on all of the wiring, connect to the fuse box. So let's get started. All right, so here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a little pry tool for trim, a flathead screwdriver, a pry tool for the little push pins that hold trim together. You're gonna need a star bit or a screwdriver, a 10mm socket, and a 12mm socket. So first thing you're gonna do, pry this off. We got a little pry tool here. And then I've got a little tiny flathead that we can use. These little black tabs there, we just gotta pop those, then it'll pop right out. Next up, we're gonna take these plastic little screw nut thingies out, and we have a pry removal tool here that we're gonna use. Nice and gentle, should come out quite easy, and there we have it. Now we can pull off this small trim piece here. Being very delicate because it's just clipped into the other side. There, and there she comes out very well. If you got this pry removal tool, works really well. You can just pull it out. You can see there's just these little nubs that hold it in. Now we're going to remove the headlight screws. I got one here, one over here, one down over here, and then we can remove whatever's attached to that headlight. All right, so I got my drill here. Got a 10mm socket on here. Now that that's unscrewed, just lift the two tabs up gently and then lift it up, pull it out, and now we can disconnect the lights in the bottom. So as you get this out, you're actually going to need a star bit to remove this headlight washer right from it. Now that we've got that set out, let's do this one quick. And you can see over here, we got the plumbing for the headlight washer. So for these lights here, it should be, for the most part, plug and play. On each of these lights, it's basically the same of one another. The only thing that we know we're doing for sure here is, aside plug and playing everything here, and we're gonna have to run wiring from the passenger light to the driver light, run it into the fuse box, and also connect to the battery. But over here, this little white area here, we're gonna have to peel that off and throw the turning signal in there after light and all. The rest of that though, we can plug and play. We got quite a bit of harness clips here, over here as well. Plug her in, and when it comes to aiming the light, then we have these little adjustments over here and over here where we can actually aim that, but we'll do that after we're done. Over here we have the harness that it actually came with to connect the two lights. So we're gonna open this up quick, see what we're looking at. One side over here, this is gonna be the side that actually goes to the battery. You got a little computer thing in here, you got a fuse, and then we have some wiring. So you have a red and black that are gonna go to the battery. And then over here we have a connection that connects to the driver's side light. And you also have a fuse tap that they already have wired in that you're gonna plug in to a fuse. Now on mine in particular, I already have the ignition fuse taken by my lights in my grill, but we're going to have another location we can put this, and we're going to show you where to put that. Now on the other side here, this is just what you're going to run across to the other light. Connect this so that we can power the other light. So it's just long enough to get over there. You've got a connection here that's open. On this light, you're going to see a open wire here that'll just snapped right into there. And other than that, on the end, you have the one wire that you're going to connect to the passenger side light. So that said, let's run this across, and then we're going to plug in those lights. So if you look from this angle here, we're at the driver's side. You can see this wiring harness coming up inside, just in front of the radiator here. So we're gonna actually take our wire, put it up inside there, and run that all the way across, and then we can connect our wire to the passenger side light there. And from there, we also have this area here that we're gonna keep the powering wires here. We can connect this little module somewhere along here. We're gonna find a spot, and then we can also connect it to the battery and the fuse box from here really conveniently. So we're gonna start here. And then after we get over to this side over here, we're gonna take it up the same way and take it down, as there's also a wiring harness here. And that'll get us to the other light. We pull it up here, you can see, here it is. All right, so we've got our power over here now. So first thing, we're gonna disconnect here the negative terminal of the battery. All right, now that's out of the way, we can connect our wires. So we're going to take our red wire here and we're going to connect it here to the positive terminal. So now that that's on, we're going to take our ground wire and I'm just going to connect the ground right over here where I have another ground wire connected as well. I'm going to use our 10 millimeter for that one. Next up here, we have our fuse tap. Now I actually have a fuse tap here already, and it's right in the ignition fuse. So if you look at this back side, we've got the ignition fuse, which is the second one in right here. This is connected here. And that right now is running the lights that we have going to the grill. So I did some research and we should be able to actually use here right behind it, if not over here. So what I ended up doing is leaving the original fuse tap I had over here into the ignition fuse, and we added the new fuse tap from the lights into a blank fuse slot here. And I looked on the fuse panel box, and yes, this is blank, so this was good to use. I've been using it like that for about 2 weeks and it's worked perfectly. All right, we're ready to install this headlight. I found at least the easiest is to install this headlight washer right away here. And there's 3. All right, so I'm gonna go show you guys this wiring in a little bit more detail. So pretty much everything's plug and play except for when it comes to the turning indicator, which is over here. Now the actual turning indicator that is from the factory harness is over here, this right here. But you're gonna see this plug and this plug are attached to one another. You can attach these to one another by mistake. That's actually what I did at first until I realized what I did wrong. The key here is you actually take your factory harness, plug it into the black aspect of this little T here. So you take your factory harness plug for the indicator, plug it into the black harness that's here, and then plug the one that came off of the Alpharex harness out of this light into that turning indicator. This is what's going to make it so that your turning indicator goes off, and that you also get the sequential turning indicator on the headlight as well. This little silver thing right there, you turn that to do your aiming. Over here you can see if you have it out here, it can be a little tricky to get in, but if you pull this, push this down, kind of tuck it into place, it's tricky. See, it's already snapped in over here. Give it a nice gentle push, and then we're snapped in there as well. I've already actually put in the other one. This installation was the exact same as that one. Only thing is, on this one, you don't actually have to connect the little yellow line that like you would over there. That said, though, it's identical. All right, here we got it. Got the 4-ways on so you can see, but they are looking really, really good. We got the amber grill there, kind of accents it well, but these ended up making this thing look much newer than it did before. Definitely more off-road oriented. And if we turn the 4-ways off, you got the DRL in white all the time. Let's show you that now. And then just typically it looks like this as you're cruising around. So, pretty sweet. All right, we're driving here and these things are definitely very bright. We'll test the high beams in a sec, but they're very obviously uneven. We're gonna have to adjust the level for sure. I'll do that tomorrow, but that's obviously easy enough, as we spoke about earlier. But these things, and nonetheless, are super, super bright. Turn this corner and we'll put on these headlights, these high beams here. Oh yeah, high beams are nice and bright. Nice. So not only do these lights look really good, they definitely function very good. And I'm sure there's a way you can upgrade these bulbs that are inside of this if you want to, at least for the just like the running light that you typically use. But yeah. All right, folks, and that's it. So let me know if this guy's helped you out at all. If you want to get some Alpharex headlights, you want to get some Morimotos, or you want to do the Vlans for your Sequoia. If anyone knows anything about rear tail lights, something being made that's a little bit more modern, let me know. That'd be pretty cool to see. I know in the second generation Toyota Sequoia group, there was mention of some taillights being done. That'd be really, really cool to have that done. But yeah, I mean, thanks for following along. If this helped out, like the video, and you want to subscribe, that'd be great too. But take care, guys. Have a good one.